Tim, how do you feel like you guys performed in that one tonight?
I thought we played solid. I don't think it was any different than it's really been lately. Other than I thought we played really hard. We tried really hard, and you can feel the energy in the game. We started slow in the first, and we picked it up towards the end of the first and into the second, and then it was the same thing. Started slow in the third, then picked it up, and it was kind of like that same thing in the second half. But like I said, I thought we played really hard. You can feel it out there. Guys flying around and trying hard. But when you're playing against a really good team, playing hard isn't enough, and you got to be able to see the action, see what's going on, and play well along with playing hard, and play smarter along with playing harder. So that alone wasn't good enough tonight.
Dame, what have you seen from Shaden as far as growth in the last over this past stretch? He had kind of a big game tonight as far as like more minutes than he had been playing before. He hit a couple shots. Like what have you kind of seen from him over the last little bit?
He's just figuring it out a little bit more. I think as the season goes on, especially early young players, they are just dependent on their ability. And him, obviously being as talented as he is, a super athlete, the game comes easy to him. But at this level, everybody's talented, and you got to figure out the way of the league. You got to learn the ropes, and you got to figure out how to not be taken advantage of. And I think he learned that early, that the game kind of spin you around, how you running around like a chicken with your head cut off sometimes as a young player. But I think right now it's starting to slow down for him a little bit. He's having better judgment defensively. Offensively, he's seeing things that he wasn't seeing before, and I think because he's not just dependent on his ability the whole time, he's starting to understand the way of the game at this level. It's starting to just look better, and it's allowing him to just put solid games together. So it's, I think it's natural for young players toward the end of the season for things to start to slow down and them to start feeling a little bit more comfortable, and I think that's what's happening for him in these last few games.
Dame, stylistically, obviously you don't want to pick up another loss, but do you feel like that building guys up, Ant, Tease, not the young guys, but the guys who think they're going to be here for the long haul, kind of going forward when Ant's kind of hitting pocket passes and Tease is hitting those back cuts, and like you're playing that brand of basketball. Do you at least take a little something from that and that growth even in a loss like this?
I think anytime you see growth and you see stuff that can contribute towards winning attitude and winning behavior and winning things, you accept it. You love to see that from guys. And I think that definitely is something that you got to continue to encourage and continue to build upon as we continue to work towards next season and things like that. But for me, that's not what I'm interested in. So that's the frustrating part of it, is talking about, for what's going to happen next season and us building. Like that's not what I'm here to do, especially at this stage of my career. So as much as it is encouraging to promote that brand of basketball that you probably win with going forward, and that's what we got to learn to make a habit of. I mean, right now I'm not out there looking like, okay, we making these plays. This is what we got to start doing for next. It's hard for me to remove myself from the present as far as that, and then go forward about being excited about what we doing that we can do going forward.
So kind of, Dave, in that regard, you talk about, you're in the present, like you lost 6 straight, you got 11 games to go. Kind of, so what do you kind of find the value in right now, or what is driving you right now?
I just love to play, and I'm just not ready to not play. I think that's what it comes down to. I don't think anybody in here is crazy. You look at what the other teams are doing, and they creating separation. We on the losing streak. We've pretty much fallen out of the race for the 10th spot, unless we go out there and win every game, when you really look around and really look at it truthfully. So, I mean, right now I'm just not ready to not play. Last season I missed, I think, 52 games or something like that. So I love to play. I love the competition, and, I just haven't been ready to give that up. But it does come a point in time where you look around and you like, when do you stop putting your competitive nature out front and look at, what a game of chess would look like at that point. You got to make your decision based on that. So, I mean, we'll see.
Dame, one of the things you sat down with JJ Redick, and you said your inability to kind of find things in the moment in your own personal career, the milestones and stuff like that. How do you kind of juxtapose that with like the micro stuff of watching younger guys develop? What is it about the immediacy of some things and not the immediacy of your own kind of legacy that you just kind of, you look at things differently?
I think for me, in my life, not just as a teammate or as a basketball player, I enjoy other people's success. And I think that's just because I come from a big family. I grew up with a lot of cousins. All my close friends, I call them my cousins now because they've been around so long. And my life has been about being a part of a team. So it comes easy for me to root for other people. And I found joy in other people's success because of the type of environment I grew up in. So I'm always root for guys to have success and to do well, even apart from what I might want for myself personally. I would never let that get in the way of my genuine feelings towards what's happening for other people. And, I can be happy for people and, look at what's happening and be excited for them and be genuine about it. But on the flip side, I would never ignore myself and how I really feel. I done put 11 hard years into this league and this organization and wanting to win. So of course I'm going to prioritize what I ultimately want to see happen, have an opportunity to win it. But like I said, that'll never get in the way for me leading and cheering on and rooting and being there for, a lot of these young guys' success and their moments. And that won't ever change.